Namaste, beautiful galactic family. Welcome back to the channel. And today, what you're about to watch is a J-Seal removal session with a client turned into a J-Seal removal channeling, in which between me and her, we brought forth a lot of really interesting information that, if we hadn't opened up our fields and began to channel information, we wouldn't have brought this forward. So I want to give a huge shout out to my beautiful divine sister Missy Hill for donating her session work to the collective to be observed and looked at in terms of bringing forth new and relative information regarding specific varying topics that I think are creating waves and passageways into several different corridors of intelligence fields to bring more truth forward on this earth, right? More revelation, more releasing of trauma, all of these things. So pay close attention, watch this channeling all the way through. We touch on things like piracy in the North Americas when the British Crown was trying to take over this land, the fight with Christopher Columbus and Ponce de Leon, and pirate persecution and clearing and healing this, because it's actually an Akashic record and a deeper healing that's needed here in the United States as well. So it's very interesting that this came up. Also, we touched on things like the Paladorian Covenant and the weaponization of the Stargate portals down in the Bermuda Triangle. And we also brought some clarity forward. Regarding the bioluminescent processes within the waters and the oceans, and the turning of the tide of the oceanic alchemical composition as it phases into New Earth, and what those processes are going to be like, and how it begins with the bioluminescence, but how it begins with having diamonds and metallic properties and components in the waters. So we kind of went full round on a whole bunch of things that weren't all necessarily relative to the J-Seal removal itself, but it was just very expanded. So I wanted to share this with you guys. Thank you so much, Missy, for donating and sharing this with everyone watching today as well. I do believe I'll probably bring Missy back on the channel. We're going to get into some deep dives regarding US history, which is very relative for the Gridwork event on July 4th that we're doing, the remote mission that we're doing to clear the grids of the US for 4th of July, which I hope you're coming, okay? Links down in the description. I want to see you guys at this remote mission. Come and help me, come and join me with clearing the grids in the United States. But also, I want to say that if you yourself want a J-Seal removal or need a J-Seal removal, you can also book these sessions with me at IndigoAngel222.com and get on my schedule for a J-Seal removal, as each session is very different. You'll see in this session how a lot of channeling comes forward, and a lot of things come forward that, are connected to the seal system, so the blockages themselves. So it all makes bigger sense on a collective level as to why these J-Seals were installed in the first place, planetarily speaking, how much this is blocking, how much this is holding back. So you'll see all of it, in this session. And so yeah, guys, J-Seal removal is removing the Jehovian Anunnaki death seals, essentially, which frees up all of the feminine energy on the left side of the body. It clears up all of the DNA and genetic modification and manipulation done by the Anunnaki Draco hybrid races during the Sumerian Draco Empire, and all of the mad scientist stuff that they done through needlecraft technology. This is really a deep clearing for those things. There's a lot of DNA repair inside of a J-Seal removal. Also crucifixion, persecution, and martyrdom, programming, templating, and wounding, and traumas in the body. This is huge for being able to reclaim God's sovereign freedom codes, sovereignty, all of the things that allows you to escape the enslavement of the matrix traps as well. This is why J seal removal is a super significant clearing. So highly recommended. I'll leave a link down below in the description. I'll even leave a coupon code for you guys, 10% off that session as well. So yeah, guys, thank you so much, and tune into this channel and check it out. I see we have to almost run like a clearing through your feminine magnetic vortex. I'm seeing how you're really connected to this very large, like, wow, it's like, oh, I keep getting 70%. They're saying 70% of your field is like in this. So we just need to clear the feminine vortex passageways. Let's run this through the 7th tonal line of the body, like, and this will also help prepare us for J seal removal. So I'm connecting in with the like Trinity threefold founder flame. And I'm also connecting in with the Kundalini sound fields. And just running this through the 7th tonal line and 7th meridian line in the body. Upgrade, 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 clearing all passageways here. All just dense and heavy emotional energy, all hijacked, siphoned, or controlled aspects of these cellular structures. In with the atoms and molecules and the blood DNA strands, collapse and dissolve all blockages on this line. I'm just going immediately to your 12 strands and looking for the Metatronic implant. Okay, and I am seeing like that it is there, but it feels like, yeah, I can see how it's implanted in like past timelines and parallel timelines and how it's running parallel, but it's also just like inserted right in between the 12 sheaths as well. This is also corded down to a Metatronic grid field and also an Atlantean like checkerboard grid. Also, yeah, you're really gridded into the oceanic grid templates and fields that look hijacked into the Bermuda wormhole system a little bit. And then also,
oh yeah, I've been working with that one for years.
yeah, the Bimini Islands. And then I'm seeing that also you are up higher as well in higher land, northern territory of Europe, like Ireland. I keep getting Ireland.
Yeah.
Like the inertia of those wormhole systems. So it's like what's got you in the DNA is plugged into those with the Metatronic. So we're just gonna, oh yeah, and this is taking me to also the Temple Mount. So it's kind of like how you're wormholed in, so to speak, and they're pulling you through an Anunnaki labyrinth for sure. Like there's like an Anunnaki force field there. Yeah, we're just tuning into the intent of the heart to release the Metatronic code, all 55 reversals, all reversals running anti-life architecture or codes in the DNA, all anti-life and anti-Christ spirits and dominions and torture and control devices within the DNA sheaths, collapse and dissolve, all negative ET contracts and intruder race line Metatronic deceptive devices, collapse and dissolve contracts within the field, collapse and dissolve. Just running this clearing in between. I'm kind of like weaving into the strands now, just working to release it through the body. And dismantling the negative grid structures, collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. Just take a nice deep inhale and exhale breath. You're going to extract the Metatronic implant and seal. Fully releasing it from the body. Okay, this one, yeah. This one's it's showing me now, it's taking me down a little bit now into the 10th and the 11th dimensional fields. Okay, and yeah, there's a Templar axiom there. This one is corded to through your ancestry into a Templar. Okay, and this Templar it's running like surges of lightning bolts through it. I'm not sure. It's almost like it's kind of held by like a wrathful like God, like art, almost like artificial God, like negative God.
You
Pick
said
up
lightning.
like a negative god almost
Loki.
like
Loki.
like a deceptive archon. Uh,
Loki.
yeah. Loki, okay, yeah, like trickery, and also there's lightning bolts. So I'm thinking this is also tied to the Aquilin factions and lineages. Collapse and dissolve all contracts through Aquilin frequency fences and forces and binding over reincarnation or any harvesting or loose or matrix traps, harvesting the soul and fragments of the soul from past lives, past incarnations, all incarnations simultaneously, present and future, all realms, all systems, all worlds, and underworld realms, dissolving all strongholds and control matrices here within reincarnation traps and harvesting through the ancestor field, collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. This is just running a nice gentle clearing through your 10th dimensional field and your oversoul star monadic structures. Yeah, it's clearing through your mother and father arcing fields. It really feels like it's pushing through now into like a lake. It's like these beautiful pristine waters. I almost feel like we were going to like a high mountaintop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you felt that kind. Is there like a high mountaintop close by you or something? Because it feels like the waters are relatively close.
I'm all around mountains and streams everywhere around here.
Okay. Oh wow. So you're in the mountains. Okay. That made sense. I was like, geez, those trees are awfully high in the backyard.
In the mountain. Yeah, I'm at 3,300 feet here, I think. Yeah, 33.
3,300 feet.
I think so, yeah.
Holy angelic divine. Okay, we're tapping into the high altitude crystal atmospheric consciousness and just like pulling it through the house. I feel like it's coming through the windows. Upgrading the auric field. Wow, so this is like high level auric restoration. Feels really super gentle and subtle, and it's like a very delicate electrical impulse, just harmonizing with your auric receivers and your antennae. Um, yeah, and let's just tune into the intent here to release this divisive and deceptive soul harvesting devices within the 10th and 11th dimensional field. Collapse, dissolve, release, and remove all Templar seals. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale breath. And you're just going to extract the template out of the 7th female vortice and meridian line in the body. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. It's moving me down to your crown now around the skull to release all persecution and crucifixion stigmata wounds running through the etheric body, holographic body, and light body field. The lucid field, your invisible consciousness. It's like so the crown of thorns, also the nails are running into the hands and feet.
Mhm.
I'm seeing like the yellow badge as well. More female persecution artifacts are coming forward. 12 stars of Mary's crown, but also I was getting a chastity belt.
Oh yeah, I've worked with that before. All that. I guess
Yeah,
they
I'm getting like a
call it.
big renaissance and like medieval um lifetime where your pagan rites were distorted. This is where they were distorted. So it's almost like we're releasing the perversion. Ooh, wow, that feels really good. Wow, definitely seeing a black crow come through now, like very strongly. Um, Almost as if you are a black crow. Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels very much like that. Like your it's just like I don't know, it's just like shadow wisdom, really. It feels like shadow wisdom and like death wisdom and underworld wisdom. Um see me to just run it, just kind of like run the energy through and also like clear. I'm getting like heavy shadow, heavy lunar energy, heavy dark eclipse energy.
Mm.
Collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. It's I'm unbinding you now
From the
through,
moon
it's like
chain
your soul
stuff.
was fragmented through where your soul got stuck in eclipse passageways.
Yeah, that's why we hate eclipses, right? In the moon chain.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, a lot of hooks are breaking down and dissolving right now.
There's something very AI with the moon and these eclipses anyway.
Yeah, I want to release you from any reptilian race morphogenetic false implants in the moon. Collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. All detriment and karmic loop tied to imposter races. And also like super traumatized refugee races, collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. And just working to repair these strands of the genetic bond and gene code within the body and DNA. This, for some reason, is really important. I feel like for you, especially around your heart health, respiratory and circulatory system, upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Dissolve all anti-life and deeper levels of 55 reversals that could be running here. Collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. Just take a nice deep inhale and exhale breath, and we're just clearing the circulatory system. Yeah, they're showing me for you it's about blood flow. Like the health of blood flow and the rate of blood flow. So like yeah.
Because I'm an empath, because my father has that going on. I'm still taking it on.
Yes. So let's just work to dismantle any of your father's 55 reversals that are running here at the heart. Okay, where you're weaving in illness and sickness and fear, loss, grief, separation, suffering, wrong choices. I'm getting like not wrong, but just like self-destruction choices, self-destruction codes, cataclysmic Armageddon codes, collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. That one felt really important. I don't know why, but I'm being taken to like a pirate at sea.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh my
So
gosh, wow.
that's the whole Bermuda Triangle thing and the Puerto Rico stuff and Ron's piece living in on the coast of South Carolina. He's connected to Blackbeard.
Wow. Yes, because it felt like a very powerful image of like a scene of a pirate, like literally with like a pegged leg. Like
And
it,
also
yeah.
because they were fighting Christopher Columbus and Ponce de Leon, whose body is actually on display in Puerto Rico. I mean, I did all that work because not all pirates were bad. What they were doing is they were fighting the British crown.
Oh
They didn't.
my gosh, sister, we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
Okay, put that on the list of topics
Okay.
that are really important.
Okay.
Okay. This is recorded, so this is our notes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow, because
And there's
I just got so much chills. I
a
literally got chills with you saying that.
boat called the El Mosquito. A ship.
Wow. Ah!
Oh God.
Oh wow. Yeah. Because I mean, you would have to become a dominant predatorial like what are the forces that can eat parasites?
Yep, that's right.
Wow. Let's just work to, I don't know if we need to like heal those timelines for you or if we just need to send some unconditional love, some unconditional care packages to those timelines. like seeds of love, seeds of wisdom. And let's just also tune into the heart. Let's release all of the persecution and crucifixion. Well, it came through these this is gosh, as soon as we were starting to release the stigmata wounds, that's where that pirate timeline came in, right? Like it's almost like that was a crucifixion wound, right? Like the pirate persecution is a crucifixion wound that we have been lied to about. So it's like it's dissolving the distortion of it right now.
Yep.
And I almost feel like a deep grief of like a lost part of your soul and your heart. Like it's coming back to you. And then let's just breathe as well. And we're releasing all of the remaining stigmata all simultaneously through the breath. You're just really pushing it out. For you, this runs so much deeper than just Christed essaying history. Like this is like all of your tribal genocidal wounding that's kind of going out of the body and out of the field. I literally feel it leaving through the tips of your hair. And I'm
What,
talking, this is
what
like
is
at the
that
tips
again?
of like your arm hair. Like it's coming out of your arm hair. Oh my
Ooh.
gosh. Wow. Okay. Oh yeah. Because it was running in an antennae activation as well. So it's like it's showing me how your whole body is holding little antennae radials. Like, wow, okay. All right. Yeah, let's just connect in some unconditional mother fire here down in the earth, like that radiant emerald, volcanic emerald lava. Ooh. And this is pulling up emerald smoke even. And this is just running up through the body, through the chakras. And this is just bringing in like this unconditional transformation into all persecution, crucifixion, martyrdom, templating in the body, cleanse and clear, cleanse and clear, cleanse and clear. I see the smoke actually running out of your third eye. So it's really going through and clearing the higher levels of the astral, like all of the etheric persecution scar tissue and the higher levels of the astral. Yeah, that feels like that's actually even clearing like a demonic force that was in there. Like, not saying you're implanted with demons, but it's like in the force itself. It's like something that you're just battling by existing. Like it's okay, it feels really good because it's just cleansing it out, releasing all the scar tissue binding and bonding to the etheric light body. Collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. Running this through your global war timeline templating tracker field and clearing out the energetic suffering impulse. It's like an impulse wave that's an artificial wave that's coming in. So you're also on the front line of clearing this. That feels like a very sovereign piece coming in for you. Like it's almost like artificial pulse technology. You're dissolving it.
Hmm.
Yeah. It feels like very connected to one of your extraterrestrial races. I was almost getting it was an insectoid form, but it felt almost like mantis or
Mantis. Yeah.
yeah.
I saw it too. You said it. Praying mantises come to me sometimes. I see them.
Yeah, I think it feels very guardian connected though. It feels very pure angelic and it feels very rooted in evolution. They're telling me like rooted in a higher phasing of evolution. And also the quantum world in which you can exist in. So you're also doing this in a micro world, like a miniature world almost, and like a miniature Earth, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Um,
Whoville.
yeah, like you're in a Whoville for sure. Wow. Like a Earth Russian doll.
Yep.
Okay. They're also showing me some parts of your soul were actually salvaged from particular King of Tyranny implants on some level as well. Like also something within your father's bloodline has shielded or protected you from that on some level. It feels hard to see it because it's really rooted and buried up underneath like some cuts of coal stuff, dude. Like this is going back to Khan. Like,
Mm. That's interesting because when we had chickens years ago, this rooster showed up. We named him Carson, but to me, he was like Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl, Viracocha. Before we got him hens, he was showing me all that. And there was this whole thing of years before that. I had a dream about that there was these dragon eggs that were birthed on, and I had to wait for them to hatch, but it was like an etheric thing, all these dragon eggs on our property and in Fletcher. And then when Carson came and the hens came, they had hatched, and the chickens were doing like on the ground grid work because chickens don't fly much. They're a ground bird.
yeah.
So I just thought of him when you said Kukulkan.
Yeah, well, that, but I mean, that's really interesting. I also seen like fire go across your face.
Mm.
And it was like this fire tribal code that was going across the face, like almost like the tribal codes across the face were what determined your warrior class.
Yeah.
Um, and then I see you running barefoot through the jungle, literally. Um, and you also have hunting. There's like a hunting, you have like hunting codes. This is something, yeah, this was installed as a guardian shield almost. I'm wondering if the guardians implanted this. Wow, this feels like something connected to hybridization with the guardian races.
They call that the Paladorian Covenant. That,
Really?
yeah. Makes sense.
Wow. Do you want to keep the Paladorian covenant within your field?
Not really. No, you know what? I think I've done enough for everybody. It's time for me.
Yeah, okay, I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
It feels like some sort of
Work with
it feels like
I'll
some sort of service contract. It does.
I'll work with anybody on my terms, not theirs. No.
Yeah. So reclaiming sovereignty, calling back any fragmented or artificial parts of the self that have been inserted through hybridization trauma and abduction forms, collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. Okay, this is immediately taking me to your Zeta seal.
Mm.
Ooh, right in the center of the chest. So they want to release this seal now. So it feels almost nailed in, like in the form of like an inverted pyramid.
Mm.
Going into the chest is how I'm seeing it. And it looks like square. Like it has like the almost like if a diamond was cut in half. Or yeah, how it's like going in. Has like a multi-dimensional phasing to it. It looks like a high-tech geometric receiver. So it's like they've maybe muddied up or blocked geometric expansion and encoding within your flower of life geometries as well. Collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. Okay, releasing any negative ET abduction tech tools and torture devices, collapse and dissolve, spyware, collapse and dissolve. Reclaiming sovereignty, reclaiming sovereignty. Working through the chest cavity field to collapse down any tracker tags again from reptilian or negative ET raider invader races lines, collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. All hooks and binding and bondage to negative ET control matrices and mechanics beyond our soul's recognition. Collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. Felt like, yeah, things were going into like a military galactic invasion, like,
Super structure things, yeah.
yeah, like a fleet force almost, like we were being released from something up there, like some sort of parachute system.
Mars things too.
Ooh. Yeah,
Mars
yep,
stuff.
yep, yep. Oh, wow. This sounds kind of crazy, but as soon as you said that, I seen like you in chains on Mars, like almost like as if you're like held there or enslaved there, releasing the binding and soul's bondage to any sort of Mars uh prison systems, collapse and dissolve, black tesseract cube, Saturnian Mars systems,
That's what I
collapse and
saw, the
collapse.
Tesseract, the inversion of the black cube and the Tesseract when you said the Zeta seal. That's what I saw.
Yeah, wow, 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 girl. Ooh, this is heavy clearing coming in right now. This is like, oh my gosh, we're clearing the asteroid belt. We're clearing the asteroid belt.
Tiamat.
Oh my gosh.
It's the Tiamat Maldek thing, war.
I'm just take some nice deep breaths here and just release all of the karmic residue through these fields. Like, I feel like we're getting a really special glimpse into this that we wouldn't have seen otherwise. So there's definitely something within you also being within radius to those J seals. Yeah, this
Mhm.
ties into a Mars system. Wow, how have we not ever a Mars Saturnian system? How have we not recognized that before? That's
The
connected
moon
through
too. It's Moon, Mars, and
Saturn. That's why the force is so strong in the physical. It's conjured up, releasing all dark physical powers on the earth, releasing all dark physical powers within our bodies, releasing all dark physical powers beyond us controlling our fields, our consciousness, our human avatar. Collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. We do not consent.
definitely do not
Rebuke, we
consent
rebuke, we rebuke.
on. I will not be fueling anything anymore with any part of my bodies. Not, you know.
Yeah, I know this sounds crazy, but I felt us like saying almost like a cosmic fuck you.
Oh God, yeah. I say that regularly lately.
Oh my gosh. Wow, like how insulting that you think that we can never figure it out either.
Yeah,
But then there's something within that breeding the dark forces again. So whew, just releasing that.
I
Releasing.
know. That's the Scorned Woman program. I
Yeah,
was
and it's anger. It's anger. Yeah.
Scorned Woman program. That's at Pele and the weaponized Bermuda Triangle. There's these Trinity sites that are not like the Trinity gate sites, but these Trinity vortices, like the Bermuda Triangle type of things. They have the Alaska Triangle. They have the Antarctic. Different places that have this type of triangulation of energy that's a weaponized plasma. But the positive aspect is like that the J SEALs of like Bahamas. There's also, remember when you did that Gridwork session on your Patreon a few years ago, and we could see on Google Map these beautiful color of waters coming in. There's something coming from under the ground and from these cathedral networks that's bringing in this plasma between the honeycomb spaces, within the spider grid that's in the positive ley lines. And
Mhm.
and Puerto Rico has them. They're called bioluminescent bays. There's like 3 bioluminescent bays in Puerto Rico, and in the Bahamas, the area that I was working when I went on the cruises, I actually saw it with the naked eye. Like I saw the waters actually become like diamonds and like metallic, and it would start turning pink, and it would
Wow.
green and purple, like almost like when you blow a bubble, like a soap bubble, and you see all the colors within the soap bubble. The water was turning that color. And the sky was turning pink. It would flash on and off pink, like almost like aurora borealis, but then it would go
In the
away.
waters,
Just
but in the waters.
yeah. So that's the positive aspect to bring in.
Wow, girl. Oh my gosh. I love you so
Connects
much
to
right
the
now
that
for bringing
connects
this
to the
in.
liquids of the physical body. So that Metatronic implant is held in the fascial layers, like under the skin and over the muscle. You have like the fascia. There's a reversed, it's called the banshee. It's a reverse plasma in the actual fascia in the muscles. That's why I have so much pain. That's like with this Metatronic or dark flowering or whatever, they put it between, like you said, between the layers. It's like if you're looking at the
Yes, yes,
dimensions,
yes, yes, yes.
it's in the half dimension or the quarter dimension. They kind of slip it in so the energy goes the other way.
Interesting that you're saying this because I literally feel like I felt this the other day. My body was radiating and I was having painful surges of emotions. It was coming through like really painful emotions, but it was making my whole body like hurt.
Hmm. Yeah.
But it was like this indescribable, like radiating body pain that wasn't like overbearing, but it was just like aggravating and
Have it
frustrating.
now. Did you have it in your arms at all?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it has something to do with shots. I think it's any shots we had as kids, that it's where the shots were.
Okay. Let's just take a couple nice deep breaths because I feel like we're actually like clearing so much just by even just like channeling this information in. Like what we're bringing in is so like we just cleared so many passageways. We also just brought in like new earth water fields,
Hmm.
like oceanic fields, everything. Like we just got the upgrades for them. Wow. Okay, so let's just tune in. Let's close our eyes some more, take a couple nice deep breaths. We have to get all of the actual J seals out of the body, so
Okay.
tune in with the heart chakra here and tune into the left side temple, right at the pineal gland. Also the gland at the back of the head and neck, the medulla oblongata. Bring it all the way over to the left side of the neck, running down from the jaw down to the collarbone. And then also in the lymphatic system on both the right and the left side. Okay, so take a nice deep breath into all of these places on the left side of the body. Inhale, exhale, and you're just going to extract all J seals on this side. Just see that breath go all the way into the 70-degree west ley line. Collapse and dissolve all J seals. Collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. This is like J seal like 1, 3, 5, and 7, I think. Okay, moving down to the left side now, tune in right to the top of the left heart, top of the left lung. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale breath and extract all seals here, all J seals. Okay, and then moving down to the bottom of the left hip, and then back of the left knee. And then I'm also seeing an extra one that's like connected here. It's right at the base of the spine. And it kind of almost looks like a pinpoint wormhole. So it's how they're like, could be wormholing into the field here. So we're going to collapse and dissolve wormhole system openings, all rips or tears in the space-time continuum, collapse and dissolve, tune into the left hip and left knee, extract the J seals, inhale, exhale, push them out of the body, out of your field entirely. Okay, and then I want you to see this solar pulse just kind of, or this solar wave come in right at the heart field. And I want you to use that electrical charge to run a clearing down through the ley lines. Okay, down into the North Carolina grids, into the 70-degree west Earth ley line global field that's housing JCL crystal technology. See yourself running a clearing through the selenite crystals of that ley line. Upgrade and clear, upgrade and clear, upgrade and clear. Restore the original codes to those crystal infinite mind field networks into the global crystal body. Clear, clear, clear. Collapsing down all Nibirian crystal control bunker inserts inside of the earth. Collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. Release and remove your field from this. All blockages, all strongholds, all seals, all forces of domination and control, collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. All conquer and divide tactics, collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve. All mind control programs, collapse, dissolve, collapse, dissolve. I'm getting releasing all negative ET ultra consciousness, collapse and dissolve, collapse and dissolve.
Oh,
Wow. That just came up and off and out. Ooh, that felt like a miniature resurrection. Miniature.
interesting. Right after that happened, I saw the Statue of Liberty. So everything goes back to this 4th of July thing again. I got some pieces I got to share with you. This is like interesting. We waited to do this, getting closer to that 4th of July mark. And the solstice. There's a reason for
Yeah,
this.
this is all super divine timing. It's why our fields have been a little bit radio static for a little while as well. Like we've had like a little bit of interference of coming together. So it's just like, it's because I think the codes that we hold are just immense, like especially if we channel it together. That's what I'm noticing. Because your field is very like lucid and open and tapped in, and so is mine. So it's like it's
Well, you
almost like a guardian weapon. I can see it in some ways, like because of the precision, like there's a lot of precision.
well, you know that there's like the 12 days of Christmas, right? Well, there's the 13 days of Christmas in July, because from the solstice to 4th of July is 13 days, which goes into the feminine cycle, because after the solstice, the days get shorter. So we're going into that feminine cycle, right? And it also connects into Syrian energy as far as the whole everything to do with DC and how it lines up to like July 17th, which they call the Syrian New Year. There's a whole
Yes,
everything
yes,
around
yes.
that. All
Because
these,
the Syrian sun's shifting in.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And still Charleston needs work. What I'm sort of seeing, remember we brought up Beltane, what I'm seeing in Charleston, I'm almost seeing the maypole with the strands. Like there's something that's stuck as an implant at this Fort Sumter where I was. And I'm going to go back to Fort Sumter. I just haven't done it yet because last time I went there and I did the grid work years ago.
Oh, this may be where all the wart implants are technically located, is the star forts.
Yes, and this is the thing. This is interesting. When I did the grid work and the clearing in 2015, right after that, there was all these shark attacks. So when I go in and do something and remove something, then they weaponize and do something else. I know they did that in Puerto Rico too when I cleared San Cristobal. And I have
And
to look, why is it when I go in and do it? That's why when I years ago when I went to the uh what's the place that you went that I can't think of what it's called right now. The Georgia Guidestones. I was there. I heard you guys just loosen the implants because somebody's going to come here and it's going to be done, but you don't want to do it because if you do it, three of us doing it. Because if you totally take it down now and get rid of all the stuff, it's going to attack us.
yeah, totally. That's interesting thought. That's an interesting way to see it. Because so what
There's
does that mean? What does that mean for mankind then?
I don't know. I think it's like the timing has to be right. It's almost like when you were a kid and you started losing your teeth. If you wiggled your tooth too much and you pulled it before it was time to come out, it bled so much, right? But if you waited for it to come out when it needed to come out, I don't know why I'm thinking of teeth, then it wasn't as bad if you just let nature do it. You might have wiggled it and helped it along a little bit, but you didn't pull it until because if you
Right.
did, it would bleed too much,
Do
right?
you think that the wart implants in the star forts are ready to come out of the land?
Well, it's sort of I think it's like Jenga, where in the game of Jenga, you don't want the whole thing to come down at once. You try to remove as many things as possible, so when it comes down, it doesn't impact other things because you have to look at it's like when you brought up the money system, it's the same thing. You can't
Right.
have something collapse until you have something to replace it with because even the bad guys don't want to lose. Like, it doesn't behoove anybody for the grid to go down, the good or the bad people, right? If the grid goes down, it's bad for everybody. We have to live without we have
Yeah,
to live without air conditioning and things like that. That would be miserable, right?
that's
Living without.
true, that's true, and because it's embedded in the highest good, then in some ways that it's the matrix in which holds us together, technically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. This is a really interesting, like, decoding of this.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
people that want everything to collapse are the people that don't have anything. That's what I've noticed. All the ones that say it's got to collapse and the great shift to humanity and this and that. Yeah, that's going to happen eventually when the collective's ready to do it. But if it happened right now, this is what I was talking about with Matthew, the cream of the crop, the bad guys will just go float to the top again and control everything again anyway until humanity grows up enough that everybody's sovereign and takes responsibility for themselves.
I wanna run another gentle clearing through your chakras, so just, again, right above the crown, see the eternal source light just come in to assist. And we're just gonna run it down through your crown, and we're just going to clear and close it back down to its normal size. Down to the third eye, clear and close, down to the throat, clear and close, down to the heart, clear and close, down to the solar plexus, clear and close, sacral, clear and close, root, clear and close. Okay, and let's just balance and check your positive and negative charges in the body. Let's balance and check the right and the left side of the body because the left side's going to feel a little bit lighter. So you're just trying to balance and even out the energy pressure, balancing your masculine and feminine energies. Okay, and yeah, you can just release the remaining visualization and just come back, open your eyes whenever you feel ready. And just know that, yeah, your J seals have been removed fully. I just want to say congratulations. It's official. Uh, we definitely were very thorough. We got every single one, and I think we brought through a lot of information that was really powerful. So, um,
Definitely.
yeah, I wanted to ask